How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Prime Energon, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Studio Series 86 Transformers the movie Bumblebee. Yes, finally got this guy and found him at my local Target, and they had quite a few there. So let's go and take a look at the packaging. First and foremost, guys, I just want to thank you all for subscribing to the channel. We have just close to 500 subscribers on here. We're like at 480 something, and I really appreciate it. It's very hard to get a channel up and going, and I've been shooting out videos trying to do that. So to all my subscribers, thank you for joining me here. And if you're not subscribed, click that subscription button. That way that number could go up, and of course click that bell icon that we don't miss out on future videos here on Prime Energon. So let's go put that guy aside. Let's take a look at the packaging here. So we got a nice shot of Bumblebee, Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, Transformers the movie up top, right there. He is a deluxe class, Transformers 86. Some more artwork of Bumblebee. Here is the back of it. Very nicely done with the alt mode. Very cartoon-like. And here he is in robot mode. And I like this robot mode better, especially his chest. Compared to this one, we'll talk about it in a little bit. It just looks more cohesive over here. It just looks better on the chest. We'll go back. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And here it is on the side. So there you go for that. So taking an up close look at Bumblebee right here. Nice face sculpt, definitely cartoon accurate. They really did do a good job on this, but there are some things I don't like about it. And one of those is this yellow on the chest. Very badly done. It does not match the yellow of the rest of the body, and yeah, I think they shouldn't have used this. It's like a brown plastic or dark gray plastic, and then it's sort of inlaid in there, as you can see right there. And then this yellow is on top of that. They should have done something different, and it looks way better on the package. But there you go for that. Taking a look at the side, actually cleans up pretty well. Not too much hollow spots. Taking a look at the little arms. His little arms, some nice detail going along the sides. Taking a look at the bottom right here, very tune accurate, and definitely love that face sculpt. Like I said earlier, it looks really nice. You can see a little bit blue eyes, light blue eyes, silver face, fully sculpted, no hollowness on the back. Taking a look at the legs here, another thing they could have done was just to shrink this down just a little bit. They go up too high. Would have been better if this was just a little bit shrunken down right here for the feet. But taking a look at the detail, done nicely. Taking a look at the front of the toesies, you see the car mode, you see the wheel, bottom of the feet. This part kind of feels weird too. It's like a little platform just because of the wheels. If you don't have this on, then he'd be skating around, which is actually kind of cool. And taking a look at the back, no parts forming like the War for Cybertron, Cliff Jumper, and Bumblebee. So that's pretty nice. Little bit of a backpack. Sticks out a little bit on the back. The chest actually sticks out a little bit as well. It could have been a little bit nicer if that was just a little bit more compacted in. And this was just a little bit more compacted in. Taking a look at the back. There you go for that. And he does come with one blaster. Very simplistic silver. Painted on black. And it does have some weapon storage with this little clip on the back. We'll go into this little slot right here for weapon storage in car mode and in alt mode. Just like so. Boom, you got weapon storage. So going on over to the articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. You get a little bit of side to side. A little bit of up and down. Not much. Can't go all the way around. Arms are on ball joints. Can't go all the way around. Can't go all the way out. You get a upper bicep rotation. And you also get wrist rotation. Quite nice. Quite nice. You get a waist rotation. Can be hindered by the backpack just a little bit. Legs can kick all the way forward. They can kick all the way back. He could do the splits quite nicely. You do get upper thigh rotation, and a bend at the knee, which is about 90 degrees, and then you could extend that just a little bit more with this little joint right here if you wanted to. Ankle tiltage is a little weird because it's all the way up here. Like if this was just a little bit lower, that would have been a little bit more, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. See, it just looks kind of funky with the ankle tiltage way up high. It just doesn't look cool, but it is what it is. You got it if you want it. And of course, you can technically use a transformation to do some front and back of the toes. So as far as comparisons, let's go ahead and get this over with and compare it with everything else. So here we got the Transformers Nest Bumblebee from Bumblebee the movie. Gives you an idea of how this guy stacks up as far as size to some of the older Bumblebees. Here we got the Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee. Again, very nicely sized. Definitely a lot smaller when it comes down to that. Here we got one of my old school Dark of the Moon Transformers Bumblebee. Definitely a lot bigger. I call this guy the Cheese Bee just because he looks like a slab of sliced cheese. So there you go for that. Here we got the Transformers 86 Blaster and how he stacks up with a Voyager class. So there you go. Here we got Transformers Studio Series 86 Jazz when it comes down to size. And here we got the Origins Jazz again for the size comparisons right there. And finally, here we got the Transformers Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime when it comes down to the size comparisons for the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. Alright, so let's go on to the transformation of this guy. Now you can technically leave the gun on when you transform him, but I'm just going to go ahead and take that off just because. So first thing you're going to want to do is open up the chest and crack that open, and then you're going to want to bring his head up and just slide that in between in this cavity. And then what you're going to want to do is unsnap this and bring all of this up. And then now you could close the top of the car. And what you're going to want to do to the arms is you're going to lock them into place. And do the same thing on this side. Rotate them around. Just so they're like that. And then now you can bring out the wheels. And then rotate these around. That way they're facing outward. And then now you can bring them on in. And then you're going to get this little tab slot connection that the arms are going to connect to. And then just connect them right down in there. And then now we can go ahead and connect the back of the car. And that will just snap into place with a couple little connection points. Now, one thing about car mode is all of this stuff does not really snap together. It just sort of rests in its little spots. So that's another thing I kind of would like to see done better. Now, taking a look at his platforms, you're going to want to lift this up, push this down, and then bring this panel out. Flick that in, do the same thing over here. Bring the panel out, flick that in, and then now we can go ahead and connect at the feet. And then at his waist, this part is going to go right into that slot, as you can see right there. And that will click into place. Then you can bring the legs forward. And then flick it around, and then you're going to want to bend backwards at the knee. Just like so, and rotate everything in. And as you can see right here, everything will sort of twist around, revealing the Autobot logo on the hood. And just sort of compress all of this back. And there you go. And as far as little notches, there are little notches underneath, but nothing really stays into place. I mean, it stays securely in here, but there are no really snapping points on here to where it will snap together. But there you go for car mode. He is a cute little bee. He rolls around like a freaking dream. All of these pins, all of these wheels are pinned on, and they roll really, really nice. He rolls around quite nicely when it comes out to that. So taking a look here, you can definitely notice the off paint right here in car mode. As you can see, it just does not look right. It's a different shade. It's not as bright as this yellow. It does not look right. It sort of hinders alt mode just a little bit. It might offend some people, it might not. Take a look at the front bumper, headlights. There's the Autobot logo on the roof and on the hood of the car. A lot of panel lines right here, a little bit of a gap there. Take a look at the side. Back wheel is bigger than the front wheel, and you do get some red lights on the back brake lights. Black bumper. This is how he looks in the bottom. Cleans up quite nicely for a little guy. And here it is at the top. And again, with that weapon storage, we'll just go right on the back over here. We'll go right on the back for weapon storage. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Bumblebee in his alt mode. And lastly, here are some comparisons in alt mode to Transformers Dark of the Moon Bumblebee. We got Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, and then we got Studio Series 100 Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, and this is how he stacks against all of these guys. As you can see right here, very, very small little buggy compared to all the other Bumblebees, especially these two being a little bit bigger than this guy when it comes down to the alt mode. And there you go for comparisons with that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of Studio Series 86 Transformers the movie Bumblebee. Finally, we got an 86 version in here, and I cannot wait for that Optimus Prime Transformers Commander class. Hopefully I can get that in the house. Once that gets released, that's going to be really awesome and really, really nice to the collection. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and I will see you next time here on Prime Energon. Peace.